Hi everybody, welcome to Bette's Makes. Today we're going to make our advent tag number 4. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Design Space and I'm going to grab a square. And then I'm going to take this square and I'm going to resize it. So I want the width to be 0.5 and I want the height to be 3. And I'm just going to fiddle it. I want it to be 0.25 for the height, or for the width, and the height to be 3. So now I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to go into the layers panel, and I was just checking to see if I could duplicate. Instead, I'm just going to press the Alt key down and duplicate it 2 more times. Now I'm going to change the rotation to 45 degrees, and then I'm going to select the straight up and down and the new rotation. I'm going to align it through the center. Then I'm going to take the other and I'm going to rotate that as well to 45 degrees, and then I'm going to go to flip and flip horizontal, and then I'm going to put that over the others. I'm going to select them all, and then I'm going to align to center. Now I've decided that I didn't really like the way that that was rotated, so I'm going to rotate it again till it's about 80, and I'm going to do that for both, and then I'm going to align to center again. Now I'm going to select 2 of the pieces and I'm going to combine and weld, and then I'm going to select the other piece and weld that together. So now we have one little star shape. Now we're going to use this and we're going to be building a snowflake out of this. So now I'm going to go into the shapes and I'm going to select a circle, and I'm just going to make it as small as I can, and I'm going to fit it on top of the end of one of the things. And I really like it, so I'm going to use the Alt key and I'm going to duplicate that. And I'm going to duplicate that a couple of times all the way around the snowflake. I'm just going to adjust it a little bit, make sure everything is lined up by eye. And once I like that, once I like the way it's placed, I'm going to select the circle and our snowflake shape, and I'm going to go down to the Combine menu and Weld. And I'm going to do that all around to all the circles. So now I'm going to go into the shapes and I'm going to pick the diamond, and I'm going to fit it into the little V opening here. So we're going to use this as part of our snowflake bit. So what we're doing is we're building up the snowflake. So once I make sure that it fits in that V section, I'm going to just put it where I want the top point to be. And I'm just going to make a couple of adjustments to make sure that it fits just the way I want it. So as you can see, I'm just making sure that it lines up in the middle. Then I'm going to duplicate that, and I'm going to place one above the other, and I'm going to hit slice. So what this is going to do is it's going to give me a bunch of V shapes, and those are what I want to put in next. So I'm going to put the 2 V shapes there and just adjust them as I need them. And then I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to go to flip horizontal, and I'm going to put that in there. And I'm going to do the same to the bottom. And then I'm just going to line it up where I need it to be lined up. And then I'm going to duplicate again and rotate it. And then just place it on the right hand side there. And I'm just making slight adjustments. And then I'm going to duplicate that and then flip that horizontally. And I'm going to line it up on the other side. Now once I'm happy with the placement, I'm going to select the triangle piece and the snowflake piece and then hit combine and weld. And I'm going to do that all the way around. Once I've done that, I'm going back into the shapes menu and I'm grabbing another diamond shape and I'm going to make this smaller and I'm going to change the color so we can see what we're doing here. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to fill it so it goes where I need it to go. And then once I'm happy with its placement, I am going to do the exact same thing and slice it out. So I'm left with 2 outer slices and those are going to go on the inside. So I'm going to duplicate these and flip them accordingly until I have worked the inner part of the snowflake. And what we're doing here is we're just building from shapes. Now once I have them all aligned the way I want them to, I'm going to select the outer shape and the little triangle shape, and I'm going to hit the combined weld again, and then I'm going to make it all one piece. I'm going to do that all the way around with each piece. That I have it all, I want to add a little bit more, so I'm going to grab another circle and make it really small, and I'm going to add these to the corner or to the top points of all the triangle places we just finished. And then I'm going to select those combined and weld all the way around, and this is just going to build out our snowflake shape. Now, once we have the shape, I'm going to grab a plus symbol and I'm going to minimize that as much as I can. And I'm just going to try and line it up under all the circle pieces. So I'm just going to make it really thin here. And I'm going to rotate this so it's at 0. I want up and down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a square and I'm going to slice off parts of the plus on either end. So I have a really, really thin line that I'm going to be using for this. So I'm going to make this, I'm going to zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to properly slice that off there. Now once I have the shape that I need, I'm going to rotate it and I'm going to make it smaller just so it's tiny, and I'm just going to arrange it around the neck piece here on the top, the bottom, and I do believe the sides. Now that I have all of the shapes that I need, I'm going to rotate them into place, and then I'm going to select them one at a time with our background shape, and I'm going to go to the combine and weld. So pretty much we're just building our snowflake from scratch. The snowflake completed, I want to go and I want to grab a shape out of the shapes menu, and then I need to resize this till it's about 3 inches wide. And then I'm going to drag the snowflake over onto the square, and I'm going to resize it so it just fits in the square. So I think I'm going to end up at having the width at around 3 inches, and my snowflake will be around 2.78. But now that it fits inside, I'm going to just set that aside, and then we're going to work on the square. So I want this square to be my tag, and we're going to create it, and we're going to use a triangle shape to slice out the corners. So what you see me here doing is I'm just grabbing a triangle, trying to find a right angle that I like, and then I'm going to duplicate that shape, and then I'm going to slice. So what you see me doing here is just making the triangle, and then I've pressed the Alt key and I've duplicated it, and now I have flipped it, and I'm just going to line it up on the other side of the tag here. And then once I'm happy with the placement, I'm going to select both shapes and I'm going to weld them together. And then I'm going to select both the welded shape and the square, and I'm going to make a beautiful tag. Now I have a little circle piece here that I'm just going to place, and I'm going to slice this out of the tag as well. So you see I have this nice tag, and now I'm going to save the project. Now when you print out this tag, you're going to need to print an extra 10 tags because we're going to use them every other day for our advent here. So I suggest you print 10 of the tags, and then I'll meet you at the demo table. Alright, now that I have my tag and my snowflake all cut out from the Cricut, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add this plaid digital paper onto the tag. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little line of glue all around the tag and all around the little hole, and then I'm going to glue it onto the back side of the digital paper. And then once it's all firmly glued down, I'm just going to run my brayer over it, just make sure that there's no little air bubbles. I could use the brayer, I could use a bone folder for this as well. And then I'm just going to take a pair of scissors and I'm just going to cut around the edges. Now that it's all cut out, I am going to flip it around, and I'm just going to use my little single hole punch here to just punch out that hole. I'm just kind of lining it up and making sure that it's punched through properly, and fixing it up with my X-Acto knife here, or my craft knife, and just pull the little piece out. Now once that I have this all cut out, I'm going to use my distressed ink there, and I'm going to ink around all the edges just to give it a worn look to match the rest of our Advent book. So I'm just going to go and do that now. I'm just going to grab my gold Cricut pen here, and I'm just going to write a little message on the back of the card. And it's just going to say, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. I'm going to flip the tag out of the way, and then I'm going to grab my snowflake and I'm just going to use the page protector as a to catch the thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add glue to the whole snowflake. And then once I do that, I'm going to take some of my faux snow, and then I'm going to shake it on top and make sure the glue catches it. So I want to make sure that I have every part of this snowflake covered. So now, as you can see here, I've got my fake snow, and I'm just going to take the lid off, and I'm just going to cover the whole snowflake. I'm just going to set that aside there, and then I'm going to just kind of give it a little push down with my fingers just to make sure that every part of the snowflake has gotten a bit of the faux snow on top. And then I'm just going to pull it out and then just give it a little shake. And as you can see, it's covered in this beautiful faux snow. And I'm just going to make sure that all the pieces are off that don't need to be there. Give it a couple of shakes. And then I'm just going to put that on top of the tag for now, and then I'm going to put all the excess snow back into the jar. Alright, once we have this, I'm just going to turn it over and hold it gently in my hand, and then I'm going to glue in little parts all around the snowflake, and then I'm just going to glue it down to our tag. And there we have it. That's our 4th tag. That's our day 4 Advent fun. So now I'm just going to make sure that it's stuck in, and then I'm going to open the book and I'm going to put it in the book. I hope you had fun making this tag with me. I had a lot of fun doing it. And we'll see you all tomorrow for Advent day number 5.